I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with the always lovely and talented, smiling, and now she's going to have bruises on her knees for begging into the play.
Rogue the musical.
Yes. We're not going to be able to talk to her anymore.
Starring Andrea Kay as Mildred, the woman behind the hangman.
Yeah. We'll need to buy a ticket just to see you.
Yeah. Andrea and the rope.
Yeah. Go, Andrea.
We have Urban Miaris with us, and we have one of our all-time favorites, the good Eve Nasby, here with us.
Thank you, Barry.
And we have one of Eve. Why don't you go ahead and introduce our guest?
I would love to. Phil Kendro is an incredible young man. He ran the air shows over at Miramar for many years. Wow. If you saw something fall out of the sky or blow up, it was all his fault on purpose. It was all those guys hanging from the strings out of the helicopters. He was actually instrumental in getting me and a few of my coworkers into an F-18 simulator, which was awesome. Bucket list check.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show, Phil Kendro. Hi, Phil.
Hey, good day. How y'all doing today?
Great. How are you doing?
Great. Welcome, Phil.
Great. Thanks for having me on today. I appreciate it.
Great. Well, why don't we start out? Tell us a little bit about your background. And, Eve gave us a snippet, but I'm guessing you have a little bit more insight into this.
No, I appreciate that. So I'm just transitioned out of the Marine Corps after 20 years. I was fortunate to spend the last 6 years here in San Diego at Marine Corps Station Miramar, both on the station side, on the operation side, and on the wing side with all the aircraft, which he was talking a little bit about as well. A lot of time in operations, a lot of time in program management and community relations, and I had the fortune of getting to showcase the Miramar Air Show since 2008, and now I'm working with a group called the Commemorative Air Force, which is a nonprofit here in San Diego for AirShow San Diego at Gillespie Field this upcoming weekend.
Cool. Well, it reminds me, we had a guest on here. You may even know this guy from about a year ago, and I loved how he introduced himself. A guy named Dave Grundy's was another retired pilot, and he came on and he said, "Yep, jets are for kids." Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he flew like supply planes. I think.
I don't know. So.
It's been fun. A lot of us in the Marine Corps have had an opportunity to be around a number of different aviation assets, but the best thing we've been around is the people that we've worked with over so many years.
How'd you get to participate in the air show in Miramar and the one at Gillespie? How did that work out for you?
So Miramar was kind of the job that I was in Okinawa, Japan with my fiance at the time, and when we moved here, part of the job of working operations at Miramar is really next to operations of the community relations and trying to make sure that we show the community how much we want to give back to them because they do so much for us there in San Diego, both the Navy, the Marine Corps, as well as the Coast Guard here. And so we really like to help out with that. And so I got involved in the Miramar show back in 2008. And then since I worked on the station side, I switched over to the wing and kind of did the liaison for them over there. But since I was about 5 years old, I've been following this Warbird Association. It used to be called the Confederate Air Force until about 2001. We changed the name just to be a little more sensitive, and so now called the Commemorative Air Force. And had a friend named Eric Mulder, and he runs San Diego Skyports in town here. And he said, "Hey, you need to come out and join this organization." And then after about a year and a half, finally came out and been with the Commemorative Air Force at Gillespie Field for about 3 years now.
Wow.
I didn't even know Gillespie had anything like this going on out there.
And that's why we're trying to promote a little bit more. We've been really fortunate that there's been a number of chambers of commerce and development councils around here in San Diego that are really helping us to get out in the air, get on the radio, try to do some commercials. I'll be on a bunch of TV and radio for the rest of the week trying to promote this a little bit more. And that is one of those things, it's that with it being the smaller airfield, a lot less traffic for our air show, which is kind of nice. But, where Miramar, we host about 600,000 people. At Gillespie, we'll probably host about 12 to 15,000 this weekend. Mm-hmm. And, it is interesting. Once you start getting out to East County, lose some of those events that are just so awesome out there, too.
Well, I'm going to be there. Tell us about the Warbird rides. I want to go upside down in that plane. Are
you insane, woman?
So we, during the actual air show, all the flights that are happening during the air show, just because of Federal Aviation Administration rules, those are actually trained pilots that have the correct letters of agreements and rules and regulations. But before the air show, after the air show, we'll be providing rides. We've got our T6 S&J trainer, which they built 17,000 of them during World War II. It's actually one of the trainers that our famed San Diego and Jerry Coleman with the Padres. He actually learned how to fly that aircraft many years ago, and so we'll be giving rides in that, as well as there's a C-47, so when you used to see paratroopers jump out during D-Day, other operations, we'll have one of those aircraft available for rides, like I said before and after, and some helicopter rides if people are interested in some of the smaller helicopters to be able to get up in those.
So Eve says that you're going to take me up in the F-18 too. That's what she. I had to bribe her to bring her in.
That one, unfortunately, I'm out of the Marine Corps, so I can't really sign up anybody who wants for that one now. Although I know we were fortunate. I know that I think we got when Jerry Sanders was still the mayor of San Diego. I think we got him a ride with the Blues years ago, as well as some of our TV reporters, because the Blues are kind enough that they do media rides, as well as they bring up some significant figures in the community just to give them back some appreciation for all the work that they do. And that's another thing here in San Diego. We're very fortunate that we have so many different partners, the Midway Museum, San Diego Air and Space Museum, that we work hand in hand with them as they've got awesome displays on the ground where we try to give those great displays up in the air for people too.
Yeah, great. So you're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD. Email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com or find our page on Facebook. Want to hear from you? I'm host Barry Waxler, here with Andrea Kay, Urban Miaris, Eve Nasby, and Phil Kendro. So
hey, I've got a question, Phil. Sure. Looking at some of the details of activities for the day, what is the VIP flight chalet seating?
So what we have this year is we actually put a chalet together, which also includes that there's food and beverage in that chalet. So it's one of the closest chalets to the show center. The only thing closer to the show center will be the broadcast center, which I'll be sitting there with a couple of announcers we have coming down from Seattle, Washington, that I worked with last year that are just absolutely phenomenal. So basically you get some better parking. Then you get to get in through the entrance, which is just there near the administration building, 1960 Joe Crossan Road, which all the details are on ag1caf.org, or if you just look up AirShow San Diego, Gillespie Field, you'll be able to find details as well on that one. But we've got the VIP chalets. It's best to probably buy tickets beforehand, especially because we expect a decent crowd, and that way you don't have to wait in line. When you get there, all you have to do is show your ticket, get it scanned, and then walk right in and enjoy. We've got hot rod cars that are out there and do a couple displays for us, driving around, and then be static displays. We're expecting about 50 different aircraft static displays, multitude of aviation acts from 11 a.m. out to about 2:30 p.m. with some pyrotechnics, some well-known figures like John Culver and War Dog. He flies for the Miramar Air Show and a number of Southern California air shows. And Julie Clark, who is coming down, she's bringing her T-34. She's got 31,000 mishap-free hours of air show demonstrations. Absolutely phenomenal.
I want to be her when I grow up.
I know, right?
We
talk about a hot witch, man.
Yeah, that's one thing, too, is that we're there to celebrate the veterans. This is the 70th anniversary of the ending of World War II.
Right.
Back during the 50th and the 60th anniversary celebrations, the Department of Defense really did a good job with funding it and helping to commemorate it. This year, unfortunately, they're not really doing much, and veterans are dying anywhere between hundreds to thousands a day from World War II. So we're trying to really commemorate the 70th because we don't know who's going to be around for the 75th, honestly.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big thing we're doing. As well as women in aviation. There'll be a number of women in aviation booths out there to talk about getting women more involved in flying and being pilots. We'll have Leslie Day out there, who's one of our, there's a group called the 99s, which is a female aviation group that's out there, and she's absolutely phenomenal, and have some ladies be able to talk to some younger ladies about getting up in the aircraft, too.
Well, I'm gonna appoint the good Eve here to help.
The good Eve. She left the bad Eve at home today.
Well,
the bad Eve's gonna be up in a plane on Saturday.
We have her daughter sitting here, so I can't go beyond the G-rated. Okay. But anyway, why don't you, Eve? Number one, let's make sure all our listeners know how to find out more information, how to get to the air show, what have you. Why don't you coordinate a group, and we will have as many people as we can, all our listeners, anybody anybody else wants to meet us down there at the air show, and let's help put this promotion together.
Okay, let's do it.
So you get the VIP tickets. We'll cover the bill, and let's get everybody down there.
All right, that sounds great. I got it covered.
Cool. So guide the listeners how they find out more about the air show and all the details that they need, Phil.
Okay, so they can go to CAF.org, or the best thing I'd also say is just Google, Yahoo, use the web engine search and put AirShow San Diego. Most likely the Miramar Air Show will pop up as the number one, but the number two one will pop up as AirShow San Diego at Gillespie Field. Again, that'll be 20 and 21 June this weekend, so also a good Father's Day gift. Gates open at 9 and close at 4. There's free shuttle service, actually back and forth if you decide to take the trolley, and then there'll be $5 for parking unless you get the VIP experience like we talked about before.
Hey, did we talk about the free kids zone?
Yes, so not only the hot rod cars, the stack displays, all the booths, everybody come out, there is a free kids zone, the bouncy houses. You know, I've got a 5.5-year-old son and 3.5-year-old daughter. They love some aviation stuff, but of course the short attention span, when they see the bouncy house, that's when they go crazy. So we do have some of that out there. We also have lots of food vendors, and we're very fortunate to have some local craft beverages that will be out there as well that we can support our local community.
Boy, it's something for everybody out there this weekend. Yeah. What a phenomenal way to celebrate Father's Day.
Yeah. What time does it start on Father's Day?
So both days, gates open at 9 a.m. in the morning, and the hot rods will start up. We're very fortunate that Supervisor Diane Jacobs will be out there on Saturday to kick it off, and Senator Joel Anderson will be there to kick it off for us on Sunday. So we get them to kick it off, and then opening ceremonies start around 11 a.m., and we'll be looking forward to everybody coming out there.
What is the Friday night Sunset Access package?
So what that is we're actually going to have there's a number of things. We have a pilot party that goes out there on Friday night just to get everybody together, get to hang out and meet with them.
Is that good-looking men in flight suits? Is that what you're telling me, Phil?
I'm not going to always say that if you're watching Top Gun, that's not what all pilots look like.
Oh, dang. Okay.
But Phil does.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, so there's pilots. Okay.
We're also very fortunate that we provide like a press, or not press, but a photo, because there's a lot of aviation photographers around here. And what they do is they get a package where they get up and close to some of the airplanes that are going to be cordoned off. You know, we have like a hot ramp area where the planes that are actually be flying, we have to kind of keep them from the crowds because, of course, we can't be starting those aircraft around them. But that allows us photographers to get up close and get those shots. With the sun sets, we'll actually be up, I think, like at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm sure, on Saturday and Sunday, doing some photo shoots for when the sun first comes over, and allows them to get them closer access to.
Awesome. Ooh, nice. Boy, what a fun event.
I know.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for bringing this to the show today. I'm so excited.
Yes, well.
No, I appreciate you having us. Like I said, again, both for, on the Marine side, the military here, we really like to give back to the San Diego community. And it's all volunteers, all civilians that are helping to put this one out at AirShow San Diego. So that takes even more efforts to get those people that are volunteers, not necessarily volunteers, to help out with the air show. Yeah.
Are you involved with the Miramar Air Show later on in the year?
That's a good question. I've been very fortunate to be a part of it since 2008, and like everything we do in the Marine Corps, sometimes it's time to pass the hat. So we'll look at one great thing for the Miramar Show this year is we're going to be one of the only air shows in the United States that's going to have 3 main jet acts. We'll bring back the Blue Angels. We'll have the Patriot jet team, which is awesome. But the Breitling jet team out of Europe is the first year they're doing a tour here in the San Diego area and in the United States, and we're actually going to have them. So we'll be one of the only air shows in the United States to have 3 main jet acts at the Miramar Air Show.
Fantastic.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Awesome.
So anyway, while we're starting to run short on time, let's give our listeners one more shot at how they find out more information about the air show and how they can meet us and you and everybody else down there this weekend.
Okay, again, that's going to be AG1, and that's the number 1, CAF.org. Or again, just look up AirShow San Diego, and just remember that it's at Gillespie Field. Every once in a while, we have some people show up in Miramar for AirShow San Diego, but it's at Gillespie Field, June 20 and 21, and we look forward to seeing you all out there.
Great. Well, we look forward to having a fabulous Father's Day with our team and you, and hopefully we'll see you out there this Sunday.
I hope to see you all out too, and thank you very much for having us on here today.
Great, thank you.
Phil.
This is Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD or just find our page on Facebook. You can always email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com. Let me know what you think. I'm host Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.